So, hello students. Today we are going to learn about your linkage, and here I have shown the figure of T.H. Morgan. He was a great scientist, and his contribution in linkage is great, and he worked on your Drosophila. So I have made different type of slides under which like topics like principles of inheritance and variations has been also discussed. Translation, initiation, elongation and termination, and transcription in eukaryotes. So if you subscribe my channel BioClass for you can get to know about these different topics. Okay, let's start. So what is linkage? It is a phenomenon of genetic inheritance in which genes of a particular chromosome show their tendency to inherit together if they are linked. Or we can say, so genetic markers located on the same chromosome, they tend to remain together during sexual reproduction. They do not exhibit independent assortment. Such genetic markers are said to be linked, and the phenomenon or transmission pattern of gene is called a linkage. So let me make you understand it. Suppose this is one chromosome, where one gene is this, another gene is this. So when under sexual reproduction, it will not undergo segregation as per Mendel laws. In the progeny also, these two genes will remain linked. So this is called your linkage, means they don't get separate or segregated. So what is the condition for your linkage? Genetics markers said to be linked whenever over 50% of the gametes produced contain a parental combination, means more than 50% should be of parental type, and less than 50% gametes should be recombinant type. So we will discuss this one. So suppose for example we have taken a dihybrid cross in which two pairs of alleles are segregating. So parental genotype I have taken, this is suppose this dominant type and this is your recessive type. So the gametes will be AB and AB, and in F1 will get this one. So if this capital A small a, capital B small b is test crossed with recessive fully homozygous recessive plants, what will be the outcome? What will be the gamete types from this AAB? Because from this recessive type test cross plant we get this small a and small b. So it is very easy to answer when genes are located on non-homologous chromosome because it's so independent assortment, and the gamete produced will be this type, this 4 type. But if it is not easy to answer, genes are located on the same chromosome. So let me show how these gametes behave on the chromosome. Suppose this is your parent, we can show like this, capital A and capital B. And small b into your small a, small b. So we'll get it in this way. We can place like this. So this is your this F1 genotypes, and we'll get gametes of this 4 type. So when and this gametes of these 4 types, the expected frequencies, what will be the expected frequency in that case? So expected frequency will be there. This is a parent type, this is a parent type. So 50% will be your parental type and 50% will be your recombinant type. Now, so the expected frequency will be 1:1:1:1, means 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Now, suppose gene C is located on the same chromosome, that is your A, and C is located on the same chromosome. So in that condition, what will happen? It is this cross with your recessive type. Then this is small c. Then the gametes producing will be from here capital A, capital C, small a and small c. then progeny will be getting capital A, capital C, small c, and now this we can write like this A, C, C. And if this is test crossed with your recessive type, right? So what progeny types and frequency might be expressed from this test cross? So one of the first guess might be that F1 planet produce gametes only of one type, that is A, C, and or two type, that is AC and AC. One might guess or this one. But now a gene A and would in that condition, if it is like this, if so, the A and G would be completely linked and all gametes would carry the parental combination of the marker because the parent time are together. And no recombinant gametes would be produced. And in this condition, it opposes the result of independent assortment given by Mendel, under which 50% recombinants should be obtained. So we are not getting that. But actual result is something else. So what is that actual result? Trace cross involving two genes on the same chromosomes are usually somewhere between the results expected from a complete linkage and the result expected from the independent assortment. So at some frequency less than 50% recombinant gametes are formed. So when an examination of test of progeny was done, it will show this directly parental type, this one, and your recombinant type, this one. So genetic marker set will link whenever over 50% of gametes produce parental combination marker and less than 50% gametes are called recombinant type. So rarely, you should note that rarely on different chromosomes they exhibit linkage, and commonly genes on the same chromosome they show your linkage. So now let's learn about the history of linkage. This is the figure of Punnett and Batson. In 1986, they reported first evident linkage in diabetic cross of your sweet peas, but they didn't interpret the behavior of genes located on the same chromosome. So it was T.H. Morgan first to relate linkage to the segregation of homologous chromosome and occurrence of crossing over between homologous chromosome during meiosis. He worked with your Drosophila, and his work was published in 1911. He and his students, that is C.B. Bridges, Muller, and Sturtevant, they have given the concept like a linkage, crossing over, and chromosome mapping. So Morgan, he studied the effect of linkage. So how did he study? So the effects he studied by considering the results of two crosses. We can consider results of two crosses involving two pair of alleles of two genes which are located on second chromosome of your Drosophila melanogaster. These genes were responsible for your body color and wing type. So body color B plus is for your dominant type, here S for your dominant type for long wings, and B plus for gray bodies. Whereas simple B is for black bodies, which is recessive mutant alleles, homozygous, and small s is for short wing recessive mutant alleles, homozygous. So he did two crosses. So in first he took phenotypes long wing gray bodies into short wings black bodies. So long wings, this S plus is long wings, gray bodies B plus, and short wings small s and black bodies small wing. What will be the gametes? We'll getting gametes this one. Here we'll be getting this. Then F1 phenotype was long wing gray bodies. Long wing gray body. How do we get it? S plus and B plus B. It is long wing gray bodies. Now long wing gray bodies was your. Now let me express what is your cis configuration. So this is called your cis configuration. When in a chromosome, when S plus B plus are on the same chromosome or in the same homolog of the chromosome, and S B, the recessive type in one chromosome, in one homolog of the chromosome, and dominant type is one homolog of the chromosome, that arrangement is called cis. When the wild type form is present in one homolog and mutant type is present in another homolog, then this is called your cis configuration. And its opposite is a trans configuration, where your dominant and recessive type will be present in both the homologue. This is your trans configuration. So then he took, what was his outcome? His outcome was that 41% long wing gray bodies was produced, 41% short wing gray, these are parental combination. Means 82% we got parental combination and 18% we got your recombinant type, in which 9% long wing black bodies, 9% short wing gray bodies. Then he took another cross, that is of long wings black bodies and short wing gray bodies. So in that condition, what will be your genotype? Long wings will, for this is your long wings is your wild type, and black bodies will your recessive type. With your short wings is recessive type, gray bodies will be your wild type. So its gametes will be S plus B here, and its will be SB plus. So phenotype will be again same, long wing gray bodies, but what will be your genotype? S plus S and B plus. You can show like this, S plus B. This is trans configuration, and S B plus. When this was your test crossed, this is a trans configuration. When this was test crossed, here also we got 82% parental combination and 18% recombinant type. Then how we are going to show this one? You first of all, from the wild type, this is F1 was your S plus S and B plus. It was crossed with your SSBB. So here the gametes will be of this type. And this all will be crossed with this SB. And we'll get different type of gametes, which shows that 41% are of 82% are parental combination and 18% are your recombinant type. So what was the conclusion drawn from it? The conclusion was that F1 applies the same phenotype, that long wing and gray bodies in both the crosses, but the test cross progeny F1 phenotypes contain different frequencies of the 4 phenotypic classes in both the crosses. 41% wild type in cross 1, while only 9% wild type was in cross 2. This is long wing gray body. Long wing gray body, you can see long wing gray body, it is 9% in cross 2. And we go back, you can see it is 41% in the cross 1. So this was the conclusion. So this indicates that all allelic forms, they tend to remain together both in parent and progeny chromosome 2. Then second, regardless of whether the cross was done in cis or trans configuration, female fly produced gametes, 18% of which carried recombinant type. Regardless of cis and trans configuration, 18% was fixed that it is of recombinant type. Why it is so? We will come to know later in our recombination classes. Now F1 females were used instead of F1 male in test cross because crossing over occurs infrequently in wild type in male drosophila in this experiment. So we came to know that for the linkage to occur, your more than 50% should be parental type and less than should be recombinant type. Only the 2 genes are said to be your recombinant type. Hope students you like the video. So lots to learn, keep learning, only then you will understand. And if you like the channel, subscribe my channel.